Welcome back to GBALL Vision, everyone. Thank you for stopping in. Today we have a real exciting unboxing to dig into. Before we get started, double check and make sure you are subscribed here to the channel. I'd love to have you hit that thumbs up button. It really helps push the video out there so more people have a chance to check it out. Let me know what you're carrying in your pockets today down in the comments. Love hearing from you and what you are carrying for the day. And just for anyone who cares, I'm going to, in the pinned comment, start leaving what I am carrying for the day as well, just if anyone cares. So that will be there from now on. Thank you to Vosteed for sending this in for us to take a look at. I am stoked. We have some of the best packaging in the game. We get our box, we get our tin here, and inside the tin we'll have a pouch, zippered pouch. We'll have a RE microfiber cloth sticker, all kinds of stuff, another RE, and then on top of all that you get your knife. Now what we are taking a look at is the newest, and I haven't handled a production version of the Ankylo. This is the newest Ankylo, and this one is going to be coming in 154 cm. Now, if you remember the original prototypes and the first run of the Ankylo, I believe those came out in LMAX. We're looking at aluminum handles here, nice smooth finish. We have matching hardware to our 154 cm stonewash blade. This is going to be featuring their V anchor or Vanker lock, which is going to be a pivot style lock. This has cutout, front flipper, rear flipper for deployment, and I have to say, to have all of these things included, the knife looks really good closed up. Sometimes knives can look really wonky with all the forms of deployment. This knife pulls it off very nicely. Has a full finger choil here, so you can choke up right behind that edge. That's going to allow you to get up on that tip nice and easily as well. Very well thought out design, in my opinion. Great blade shape for EDC purposes, which this is going to be geared directly to EDC carry. We have a nice lower mounted deep carry clip, and it is going to be recessed, and it also is tooled for left hand carry. Now, if you remember, and if you don't, that is okay. That is why I'm here. The original version did not have lefty mounting positions. Now, I don't know if they did that on the final production run of the LMAX version, but I don't think that they did. Correct me if I'm wrong. I might be wrong. But I don't believe there was any option for left-hand carry. That is the original LMAX version in its prototype form. Now, these are both still available. There's only, I believe, 2, maybe 3 versions available of this knife. I think there's one version of the 154 cm version here available, and I think there's either 1 or 2 available of the LMAX version. I'll link Vosteed's website down below in the description and in the pinned comment, and if you use that link, it does help out the channel, but you can head over there, see what they have to offer. These come in at $129 and $169 for each model. $129 for the 154 cm, and then $169 for the LMAX and textured aluminum handle. Now, is what if you asked which one would I go with, I really couldn't tell you that. It's the difference of $40. I would say maybe that the better value could be here with this one. For $129, I mean, that's a really solid price for what you're getting here. And if you're left-handed, it's a no-brainer. If you want that little boost up in steel choice and you want that texturing, then the LMAX, this version would probably be the one to go with, especially if you're right-handed. So that's ultimately something you'll have to decide on. And, you know, if you miss out on them now, they'll be back in stock. It'll just be a matter of time. Now, we can take a look at this in the pocket and see what we are looking at. We have a satin deep carry steel clip. It's going to be lower mounted. You have a little bit of that butt end poking out of the pocket there, which will be a nice landing pad for your thumb to pull this out of the pocket. Vosteed's pocket clips are done very well. I think this probably could have been, I said this with the original video as well, I think there could have been a way, you know, if this lanyard tube wasn't here, if it was elsewhere or not there at all, you probably could have made it so the top screw was the clip screw on both sides. And that would have, you know, made this even deeper. Now, is that a huge deal to me personally? No, not really. I know there's some people out there who must have, you know, ultra deep carry, but it's not a imperative for me. I like both styles. I like milled clips especially, and those typically leave a little bit poking out of the pocket. Pretty much always there's a little bit poking out with a milled clip. So this is perfectly acceptable to me right here. It's going to be great for getting it in and out of the pocket very easily. Now, the fit and the finish, it's going to be top notch. The locking system is awesome. You're looking at the future of locking systems, in my opinion, for folding knives. This pivot lock system, in my experience, has been extremely tough. Time will tell, but it's been extremely tough, in my opinion. And they're able to give you that ultra satisfying opening action. I mean, very, very satisfying to manipulate this knife from every deployment method, which is very, very hard to do. And on top of that, it is extremely easy to disengage. It's right there in the pivot. You don't have to change your grip at all as far as, you know, opening the knife and closing the knife. It'll be an easy transition to go from using the knife to putting it back away. It's just really well thought out. I know Vosteed wasn't the very first company to do a pivot lock, but I would say that possibly they have the best one for right now, at least. I guess I should say the best production version of a pivot style lock. But if you disagree, you can let me know. But we're in the infancy stage of pivot style locks. This knife has a ridiculously sharp edge on it. This is what you want to see. This is what we want to see. Wow. Very nice. Boy, I don't want to stop cutting. Whew. That's got a great edge on it. Really well done. Nice little sharpening area there. Yeah, this thing is extremely well thought out and well designed. Like I said, you couldn't go wrong with either model. And you might be saying, well, why aren't you going to test the lock? I am. Boom, baby. I have no fear about this knife failing this test. It's got great lockup. It's perfectly centered. Vosteed just nails. They are starting to nail everything. Really well done. The only thing I could even remotely say about this knife that I would prefer would be just some extended jimping. But at that point, we're getting really picky. But I would have loved to have seen it, you know, run down to here. Personally, hell, I could even go down into here with it. But that's not my call. But that's just, you know, little tiny thing right there. But let's check this thing. There's no movement in any direction. Extremely well locked up there. Really well. I have no fear about this thing. It is extremely solid. I have tested that one many times trying to get it to fail, and it will not fail. It is locked up very, very well. And if you want to see the bearings and some of the, there's lots of disassemblies out there on this knife now, so you can check one of them out from another creator. But in the original unboxing, and I think the second video of this knife, I show the bearings. They are oversized, which I think helps with the deployment and closing action. I think those oversized bearings definitely have a place in the folding knife world. I think we're going to see them more often. They won't work in every knife, skinnier CEO, smaller type knives, but little bit larger knives, I think, you know, oversized bearings are going to make a really nice place in the folding knife world here. But let me know what you all think of the Vosteed Ankylo here. I think this thing is awesome. So well thought out, really, really well done. And it comes in two different versions now, with two great steels, in my opinion. Just really hard to beat. I think really solid pricing as well. And I think eventually we're going to see a bunch of spin-offs from Vosteed using this same lock. But I wouldn't be surprised if we see them come out with a titanium handle and, I don't know, some other premium steel with it as well, because I bet people are, you know, asking for that. But I can say, with this being aluminum, look at them slabs of aluminum. They're not, you know, no joke. So this is going to be very rigid and very strong feeling in the hand. But the great thing is, even with that little bit of heft and how strong it feels, it's easy to wield, and it's really not that heavy. It just has that feeling, though, of being nice and solid. Let me know what you think of the Ankylo. Do you have either one of these versions? I'd love to hear from you, especially on these newer knives. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. I always appreciate that, everyone. If you're new to the channel, we release knife and EDC content every single day. Hit that subscribe button, ring the little bell. I'd love to have you here. I'll put up a couple of new videos. Go check one of them out. Have yourself an awesome day. Thank you all again for watching. I will catch you on the next one.